Okay, hi everyone. Well, I've been craving sweet rice. My mom always makes sweet rice, and I don't know. I love it with raisins. The rest of my extended family, they don't like the raisins too much. I think just my brother Ernest does, and my mom and my dad and stuff. But anyways, I was craving my mother's sweet rice, so I decided to make some. A little evening meal, I guess. We didn't eat dinner, so we ate a healthy lunch. So anyway, so it's a cup and a half of, I use balsamic rice, long grain balsamic rice. And then, so I do a cup and a half of balsamic rice, 8 cups of water, and I let it come to a boil until it's soft. And then after that, I put a whole can of milk, the 12-ounce can of milk. I pour a can of milk in there. And I'm not always good with the sugar, and sometimes I'll make it a little too sweet. But with that, you can add in which I did this evening, I added a can of sweetened condensed milk, the Borden's. And then I added about a cup and a half of raisins. So I make sure the raisins are soft. So what I do is I always keep my raisins in the freezer, and and with that I put them in the microwave for. It takes about 4 minutes, and I keep them in the microwave for about that long on defrost. And I usually do like for 1 pound, so I'll take them out about 4 minutes it takes to defrost the raisins. And so the raisins are really tender. And as you can see, the rice looks really, really good. And I tasted the milk mixture. So after it all comes to a boil, again, 1.5 cups of long grain balsamic rice is what I used. 8 cups of water. Bring it to a boil. Once it comes to a boil and your rice is soft, is nice and tender, not mushy, tender, as you can see. Then I add 1 whole can of milk, a canned milk into it. And then I add a can of sweetened condensed milk. The canned milk I use is the 12-ounce can. And the sweetened condensed milk, you can only buy one size, so that's the size that I used. And I do that because I like that part of the mixture. So anyways, and then once you bring it to a good boil for about 5 minutes, and that's pretty much where it's at. Like I said, my mom always made sweet rice, and she still does and stuff. As a matter of fact, now that she was in Tennessee, my sister literally took advantage and had my mom make her a lot of her foods that she usually makes. So my sister was in heaven having my mother there for 2 months and stuff. So mom made her lots of sweet rice. So then after it comes to a nice boil where you could see, it looks real like creamy. And this is how I learned to make it, except my mom used the sugar, actual white sugar. So if you're going to use the actual white sugar, it's a cup of sugar is what she would put in there. To your taste, to your liking. I like the sweetened condensed milk because it's just the perfect consistency of sweet. And so once it's done boiling like this, as you can see, it's a nice rapid boil, as you can see this. And so once it's done doing that, a little bit, just a few more minutes it has. I thought about doing the video after I started doing it. I was so excited because my rice came out delicious. It looks delicious. It tastes delicious because I tasted the milk already. And it is just scrumptious. So anyway, so once you're done with it boiling like this, then you, lower your heat. And then once you're done lowering the heat, turn it off. Let it sit for just a minute till it stops boiling. Once it stops boiling, which I had it on a nice rapid boil, as you can see, and look at this. Doesn't that look delicious? Anyways, for those that are watching, I have decided that I am going to give a cooking class. A lot of people have been asking me if I would teach them how to make a lot of this different food that I make. I make a lot of old-fashioned food that I grew up with. You know, there's one more dish I'm gonna do because my mom's mom, my grandma T, my brother Joe and I stayed with her for a couple of weeks because my parents were in the process of moving to El Paso. My dad got a transfer to El Paso with his job, a job transfer. So we were going, and so my grandma at the time, my Uncle Mike used to like to go hunting with, I think his name was Tewa, from Isleta. And so my Uncle Mike would always go rabbit hunting, all kinds of different types of hunting with Tewa. And I think that was his name. I'm almost sure it was. But anyways, and so he brought home rabbit. And my grandma made the best rabbit with red chili. So guess what I'm going to be making? I don't know whenever I find rabbit, right? And so anyways, I'm going to make that soon. I don't know when. But anyways, so after it's done boiling and everything else, Mom always adds all the cinnamon. And then she still puts cinnamon on the table for any of us that want it. So anyways, this is sweet rice, the way I learned my mom made it, and still makes it to this day and stuff. So, okay, talk to you all soon. Bye.